everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with another layout, and if you missed my layout from 2 days ago, make sure you go back and check it. I'll also link it in the description box below. But I am using all those wonderful goodies I got back in January from my friend in New Zealand. I also will link that unboxing down below so you can see it. It's not a kit, it's just a big box of goodies that she sent me, which all kind of coordinate together. So I had left them together when I got them, and I'm kind of just now pulling them out to work with layouts, and I am having so much fun with it. So I did a layout a couple days ago, and then I decided I had all the supplies sitting out on my desk. I'm going to go ahead and do another layout with them. So these photos are actually from July of 2016. I am really working through my 2016 album, kind of finishing up all the little extra random layouts that I have left to do, and finishing up that album so I can just have 2017 and 2018 left to go. I'm really working through a lot of layouts this year, and I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm sorry if you can hear Galen, he is playing Xbox upstairs right now, and so he's very excited about his game, as you can probably tell. He's yelling at the game, actually. But anyways, I'm working with a whole bunch of different papers. I actually pulled out a bunch of the papers from that I had pulled out in the very first layout, and I'm really kind of using a couple of those. Plus I am pulling just a few things from my little scrap pile over here to the left on my desk, just the ones that kind of coordinate with these same papers. And as I had mentioned in the last layout, a lot of the papers that I was pulling out to use were very similar to some of the ones that I had sitting in my scrap pile. So instead of cutting into a brand new piece of paper that's the exact same shade of blue, I am pulling the one from my scrap pile first, just so I can make sure to utilize the scraps and kind of keep the 6x6 papers intact, at least until I know that I need to cut them apart. So as I did in my last layout, I actually started by going through the cut apart papers that were in the 6x6 pads that she sent to me. Actually, for some reason I feel like they're 6.5 by 6 or something like that. I'll have to really kind of measure them, but I actually think they're slightly larger than 6x6, which is totally fine. I just kind of noticed the difference, and I thought that was interesting. So as I did in that first video, I kind of got pulled into the little cut apart pages, and I went ahead and trimmed a couple of the ones that I really thought would work with this layout. Like on this bottom photo, I have a cut apart camera that says snap. I also have a like peachy pink one on the picture of Kaylin and Ernest that says love always. I have that one with the little soda bottles that says you are so sweet, love you, established 1970, made with love, 5 cents. I think that's super cute. I also have this yellow one over here on the picture of Kaylin, and it says you are my sunshine. And then on the top I have that little yellow one that keeps floating around that says our story. So those are just a couple that I had kind of pulled out, and then I have a couple label ones that I also pulled out as well. And then there's one at that bottom right that says my life is amazing. And then as I was going through those little die cut pack, I had noticed it in the original layout that I did, which one thing about this die cut pack, which I think is totally cool, is I think there's duplicates of everything. I think there's 2 of everything. Which is really kind of cool, because a lot of times in die cut packs you'll only have 1, or you'll have a set of something, but I think it's kind of cool that you have 2. So if you want to duplicate something, or just you love it so much you want to use it again, you can. So that's kind of cool. So I'm using that So Loved banner down here at the bottom. It kind of stands out against that pretty bold background, and that background just says, has a whole bunch of things like love, be what you do, I love you, tomorrow if not now, then when, a whole bunch of things like that down on that bottom right paper. It's just got a bunch of different sayings kind of meshed together, but it's a really pretty script font, and it's got kind of a tone-on-tone blue pattern. I've pulled out a little tab that said Discoveries, and this is a picture of my nephew I have a little banner that says "Give me some sugar." That's just like a puffy banner, and that picture is of him where he's like, he is totally mischievous, and this is when he's pretty little. He's just a couple months old, and it's funny looking at this now because that was just when he was really kind of starting to develop his personality, and this boy is so funny. Now he's 2 now. We just got back from a beach trip and he was there, and I think he would eat dirt just to get on my nerves because I'm definitely that aunt that like, oh, you're dirty, let me clean you up. And as soon as I would clean him up, he would like go pick up a pile of dirt because we were camping, so obviously there's dirt everywhere. And he was having fun with it. I think he would do it just to get to me, and it totally worked because I am definitely that like kind of like clean freak germaphobe kind of person. And he would totally do it just to piss me off. I have a picture down here of Charlie. That's a dog, our friend's dog that we sometimes dog sit. So I snapped a picture of him one day when he was hanging out with us at our house. Also kind of had a couple of those banners stamped already from the last layout, and I'm going to utilize those on this layout. I'm also pulling out the wood veneer. So there was a pack of wood veneer that she sent, and I've pulled out a couple here to use on this one. I pulled out the word "Simply" at the top. And then at the bottom I pulled out "Noted," and then I also pulled out like this little, like, it makes me think of a flag that you would put in your garden to label what's in a row, and it's just got a heart on it. So I've got that down here at the bottom, layered over this tag. So I've just kind of got a filler card at the bottom. And then I've got the Spectacular, and that's kind of my title up here. It's got the July calendar, but since in 2016, I was not actually doing specific weeks for Project Life. I was really just doing monthly in a sense. So I'm going to put on there some random July days because these are just a whole bunch of random days in July. It's not a particular day or a particular week or a particular weekend. It's just a bunch of random days. And so I've got that listed up here at the top, just some random July days, which I'll write in there in a moment. Going through all of the embellishments, I kind of have them all piled up to the left of this layout, and I'm just kind of pulling things as I feel like they fit. It's a fairly simple layout, especially since I had already been working with the products. I find that when the products are not new in a sense, or it's not the first time I'm working with them, it's a lot easier for me to actually go ahead and work with them. Things just flow a little bit better. I know what I have to work with. I just automatically gravitate to it versus, like looking through things and finding things. Also tried to use a different label here than what I used on the very first layout, and so I've got 2 different labels. I got the ones that I had cut out first, and then I also have this solid square one. And all I did was, Kaylin says he always wins, and isn't that the truth? Every single game that I play with him, he is determined that he wins regardless. He always says he wins regardless. So that's just a couple of our game scorecards up here at the top. And I don't even remember how you play that game, but I've got the scorecards up here that kind of show him. And even from the scorecard, I can't tell you who wins, but he says he won. So that's all that matters, I guess. And I had that winner like little ticket that I thought was perfect for up there. So just finishing off this layout, make sure you check out the still photos at the end to really kind of get a better look at everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be back soon with something more. All right, guys, bye.